Let's talk about a feeling we all know. The quiet, nagging sense that no matter how much you achieve, it's never quite enough. It's the feeling that drives us to get the promotion, the new car, or the next relationship, believing that this time it will be different. We get a brief high, a fleeting sense of satisfaction, and then, almost immediately, our mind sets a new horizon. The goalposts shift, and the chase begins all over again. This endless pursuit is the source of so much of our modern anxiety. But it leads to a profound question. Why are we so often blind to the profound happiness and wealth we already possess in our lives? Our health, our relationships, the simple, miraculous fact of being alive. This video is not another guide to chasing more. It's a practical guide to learning the art of seeing, using ancient philosophy and modern psychology to uncover the extraordinary value hidden in your ordinary life. Before we can find a solution, we have to understand the problem. And the problem is not a personal failing. It's a feature of the human mind. Let's do a quick thought experiment together. Think back to the last big thing you really wanted. A new job title, a bigger apartment, maybe even just a new phone. Now, remember the moment you finally got it. Feel that rush of excitement, that sense of arrival. How long did it last? A week? A day? An hour? How long before your mind, almost automatically, set a new horizon to chase? This phenomenon is so universal that psychologists have a name for it: the hedonic treadmill. It means that we, as humans, are brilliant at adapting to positive changes. But once we adapt, our level of happiness returns to its baseline, and we begin searching for the next thing to give us that temporary high. It's a treadmill because you can run on it for your entire life, accumulating more and more, without ever getting any closer to a lasting sense of fulfillment. The 19th century philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer observed this human tendency perfectly. He wrote that, "Wealth is like seawater. The more we drink, the thirstier we become." This is the very definition of the treadmill. It's why you see millionaires who are miserable and people with seemingly perfect lives who are still searching for something more. They are suffering from what we can call horizon sickness, the condition of always looking toward the next goal, which prevents us from ever seeing and enjoying the beautiful landscape we are already in. So, here is your first takeaway, and it's a crucial one. Understanding that this is our brain's default programming is the first step to rewriting it. This isn't your fault, but it is your responsibility to learn how to step off the treadmill. If our minds are wired to be blind, how do we learn to see? The antidote is a shift from chasing the future to appreciating the present. Let's try something else right now. Take one deep, conscious breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Now, feel your own heartbeat. A simple, biological miracle that is keeping you alive in this moment. A rhythm that has been with you since before you were born. For just a second, what would it feel like if that was suddenly at risk? That jolt of perspective, that sudden visceral appreciation for something so basic, is the beginning of the Stoic art of seeing. For most of us, this kind of clarity only comes through a crisis, a real-life wake-up call that forces us to see what truly matters. Consider the story of a woman named Melissa. By all accounts, she had a wonderful life. 2 lovely kids and a husband who was not only a caring partner, but her best friend, her soulmate. Yet Melissa was always on the treadmill, suffering from horizon sickness. She was consumed with wanting more, a bigger income, a more prestigious career. She worked late, her mind always on the next goal, often missing the precious, fleeting moments of her family's life. Then one afternoon, she got the phone call. It was about her husband. There had been an accident. In that single, heart-stopping moment, The entire world of her ambitions, the promotions, the money, the status, all of it dissolved into absolute meaninglessness. All that existed was the terrifying, all-consuming fear of losing the man she loved. Her mind was flooded with a lifetime of memories, the way he made coffee for her every morning, the sound of his laughter with their children, the quiet, unconditional support he gave her that she had begun to take for granted. He wasn't just a part of her life, he was its foundation. And in her frantic chase for more, she had forgotten to appreciate the treasure she already had. She started to cry, not with ambition, but with the raw, primal fear of losing what was truly priceless. Minutes later, the phone rang again. He was okay. Bruised, shaken, but okay. And in that moment of relief, a wave of gratitude so powerful washed over her that it changed her forever. The horizon sickness was gone. She was finally able to see. This terrifying experience is a real-life negative visualization. And the ancient Stoics knew that we don't have to wait for a real tragedy to gain this wisdom. The philosopher Seneca taught that we can practice this intentionally. He wasn't morbid, he was a master psychologist. He knew that by consciously and briefly imagining losing what we hold dear, we can spark a profound and genuine gratitude for what we have right now. Here is your first real tool. Tonight, before you sleep, pick one thing you take for granted. The comfort of your bed, the health of your body, the presence of a loved one, and for just 30 seconds, gently imagine it's gone. Then, open your eyes and flood your awareness with the feeling of intense gratitude that it is still here. This is how you practice the art of seeing. Once you learn to see the treasures in your life, the next step is to learn how to invest in them. The most valuable currency you possess is not your money, it is your presence. Imagine that every day you are given 100 gold coins of pure, undivided attention to spend on your loved ones. Now, think about your last week. How many of those coins did you truly invest in a present, connected moment? And how many were stolen by the thief of distraction? Your phone, your worries about the future, your anxieties about work. We are often physically present with our families, but mentally, we are a million miles away, still running on that invisible treadmill. Think of two fathers at their child's soccer game. The first father is on his phone, scrolling through emails, half watching the game. He is physically there, but his most valuable currency, his presence, is being spent elsewhere. His child scores a goal, and he looks up just in time to offer a distracted, "Good job, buddy." A coin wasted. The second father has put his phone away. He is completely absorbed in the moment. He feels the excitement of the game. He cheers with abandon. He makes eye contact with his child and gives them an enthusiastic thumbs up. He is investing his coin of presence. The memory of that shared joy will be worth more than any email he could have answered. The treasures of our lives, watching our children grow, a quiet conversation with a partner, a shared laugh, are not things you can buy. They can only be purchased with the currency of your attention. Here is your second tool, and it's a direct challenge: the 15-minute investment. Tonight, for just 15 minutes, put your phone in another room. Close the laptop. Give your undivided presence to someone you love. Don't just hear them, see them. Don't multitask your love. Invest your most valuable currency in what truly matters. We began with a realization that often only comes through a crisis. But the ultimate message of this wisdom is that it doesn't have to. You don't need a terrifying phone call to appreciate your life. You can make a conscious choice to wake up right now. We've learned that our brains are naturally wired with horizon sickness, constantly pulling us toward the future. But the timeless wisdom of the Stoics gives us the tools to practice the art of seeing, to find joy in the present. And by consciously choosing to invest our presence, we can enrich the lives we are already living. The happiness you are chasing on the distant horizon may very well be the solid ground you are already standing on. The only task is to learn how to look down, to see the gold that has been there all along, and to finally, truly, come home.